How do you feel about once it is produced and put into a form of music and art, when it hits the communities? How do you feel on that level? Your responsibility flows.
I can dig your scene. Um, Basically, where it seems like you headed is if I believe that the music that we produce here at Young Black Brother Records is responsible for the negative actions that are taking place in today's society. And long before rap music was talking about killing, cooking up keys, and slapping women and disrespecting women and all the different aspects of quote unquote negative rap music that's out there. Um, People were selling cocaine, gangsters were doing drive-bys, the government was enslaving black people, women were being disrespected and couldn't vote, alcohol was being bootlegged. So rap music is only a reflection of what's happening today. So when you talk about a gangster mentality, what you're really talking about is a whole society of men who don't have personal identity, who don't know who they are. So in order to gain an identity, to have some strength and some control of their life, they've been forced to display an over machoism in a jungle type environment that we survive and that we live in.
We have very little power as men, black men, over anything. It's the one thing that we rule and run and gives us a sense of being, of power, you know, a sense of substance. I'm in charge. This is what I run. I'm the boss. You know, it's very seldom you go anywhere and a black male is the boss. You give this kid expedition, a cell phone, and a 9 Glock. Yo, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. The sense of power that goes through your body. For once, I'm in charge. I'm running this shop. This is my thing right here. This is my corner.
I'm telling you, yeah, fool, I hope you don't got no bills to pay because it's going down. I'm coming out with heat, fool. Hey, Ray Love, I'm finna stick him, boy, young lady. Watch these licks.
You're talking a lot.
Look, you can't bag me, I'm gonna take it straight to the pole.
All right, whatever, just drop him.
Hey, man, do your thing. Yeah, do your thing, man. Sure. Yeah, man. Yeah.
You got a gun.
The most important thing, I think, is the content has changed. In the very beginning, I think it was with Melly Mel or Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Fire. They were talking about things that were happening in the streets, you know, the situation. I'm trying to remember a line of this particular song. Broken glass everywhere, people pissing on the sidewalk, they just don't care. They were talking about what was happening in their community. But the language and the, I guess, the direct approach was not as prevalent as it is today. I mean, everybody wasn't talking about their situation. The rap records, as I said, were fun. They were like Sugar Hill Gang. Everything was a rhyme. I went to the motel, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, chicken tastes like wood. It was just making silly rhymes. There was a time when people made up words just to rhyme to make a rap record. It was about how many words you could say or how many rhymes you could make in a 5 or 6, 7 minute period. Whereas nowadays, it's how many people have you shot at, how many women have you slept with, how many drugs have you sold, how many cars do you have. It's a whole different attitude and groove in the rap music. Some of it is good, and I'll say a good percentage of it is good. But there's that small percentage that is, I guess, highly magnified by the community and highly praised by the kids and played to death on radio that they hear, and that's the ones they idolize. Those are the gangster rappers.
It's fucked up. It's critical. We find excuses to loot, cock, and shoot, blow the roof off and poof like Rahman Raouf. I can't be touched because of the weapons I clutch. And the niggas that I fuck with is just too much. A made nigga.
Do you think people take the lyrics seriously?
Hell yeah. Because it is some people like that. The shit motherfuckers do or say, the shit motherfuckers say, 8 times out of 10 they done fucking did it, or somebody with them done did it, or if they wouldn't be saying it.
For the listeners, it's hazardous because a listener tends to take everything on face value. Meaning, if you're on a record ranting and raving about who you killed, while it is some listeners are smarter than others, there's gonna be listeners that are like, yo, he rarely did that. You know? And maybe I should go do that too.
Ice Cube made a song about him selling drugs in St. Louis. I had kids coming to me when I was in in Montreal in Canada. And they were like, oh yeah, we heard Ice Cube move to St. Louis. And they really thought that this song, that he really moved to St. Louis, and he sat out and said, okay, now I moved to St. Louis, and I'm doing it. And they really thought that's the way it went down. I was like, hey, bro, that's just a song. But hey.
Well, I have children, and it's certain artists that I don't let my children listen to. Some stuff I don't want them to hear. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I'm a little more conscious of that than other people are. But I still don't think that you should be able to tell a man what he can say if the laws of this country say that you can say anything you want.
You know, everybody's got a freedom of choice. They can do what they want. They don't have to listen to my music. They don't have to join a gang. I'm not making them join a gang. You know, if somebody pins the label on, on a rap artist and says, oh, this kid joined a gang because they were listening to your music, they're going to say, well, that's, you know, there's a whole lot of other reasons. You know, where were his parents? You know, why weren't they intervening?
Do you like it? Do you like it?
Oh, I can't believe it.
Oh, I saw you picking that cake. I saw it. You guys gotta be quiet.
What do you think about the harsh lyrics?
What do you think about the words?
New contestant.
You like the words? They're not very good words, are they?
How do you feel with having children around and having those types of lyrics?
I don't like it.
Why?
I think it's a bad example.
Why is that?
It's a bad language. It's bad language. We're not taught that. They don't teach that when they're growing up. And so, I mean, listening to it in the music is the same as teaching them that. If they let them listen to it, they're teaching them that.
So you think it has an effect on the listeners?
I'm sure it does.
I think it has a lot to do with the parents, though, because if the parents are there with their kids and they're listening to the music and they're explaining to the kids that, you know, this is somebody expressing the way that they feel. This doesn't necessarily have to be the way that you act out. It's just somebody expressing the way they feel through their music.
Yeah, but then that's giving them the right to express themselves in the same way, which is still bad language.
But if that's what you're saying, like if that's what's going on in their life, you know, and if that's the way they feel, they have to express their way in their life.
If they're listening to it, don't you think?
Oh no, you know, because Richie listens to it, but you know, we talk about it.
But that doesn't mean he won't repeat it.
He won't repeat it.
He won't.
He doesn't repeat it. He doesn't repeat it, right?
Hey boy, if you don't put my
When you hear the words in the rap songs, do you repeat the bad words that are in the songs?
I don't want it with no knots like me.
Right.
I don't want it with no
He
knots
sings
like
the good
me.
parts because we talk about it. He knows what to say and what not to say. So I think if parents stay positive with their kids, it'll be all right.
First of all, I think it's up to a parent to let a child know what they're supposed to do. I don't think that they should blame it on music, on rap music, or movies, because if you have a good upbringing in your home and you know your basic morals, then no matter what you hear, because you don't see it some type of way anyway, you know, whether it's listening to music or whatever, I just think that's the number one thing. It's up to me as a parent, especially you as a parent.
No peace I see, one seed empty. The beast I see, he creeps I see and takes Randy. And mom she tears, I hate this here, my family is broken now, unspoken now, it's my Randy. See, it's all bad for you, but in some ways, I don't even feel bad for you. See, I feel bad for me, I feel bad for moms, I feel bad for Mike and my papa's arms. You cry tears of fear and get locked away. And on my knees at night, all the truth I pray that you stay inside and learn from your lies. And you do as long as God has in mind. Cause all that I wanted and all that I needed was for you to be here right beside me. Never would cry, always deny, but the feelings inside I cannot breathe. Why did you leave when I needed you so? Come on, dog, don't you love me? When I needed you here, the only thing that was clear is that you wasn't there, right?